Hi, hi, YouTubers. I want to talk to you about a couple things. I want to talk to you about this cap and trade agreement and this healthcare reform and this immigration law. I, for one, as an American, I am very upset because I think it's a waste of taxpayers' dollars for them to sit there and decide whether they're going to raise more taxes on us because of the ozone layer and the greenhouse effect and all this other crap. No, and studies have shown that we have no effect on this whatsoever. But yet they don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know their own scientists went out and found out that we have no effect on anything. They just told him to keep his mouth shut. And but yet the whole thing is it all boils down to money, 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 money. And another thing that gets me is these illegal immigrants. You know, I can understand people wanting to come to the country, wanting a better life for themselves, wanting to try and be different and everything. You know, wanting to try to have their own freedom and everything like that, and get away from rules of poor governments and dictatorships and everything. I completely understand that, but at the same time, why should we have to all of a sudden give immunity to these people? You know, we don't even know what half of them done. We don't know half of them are criminals. We don't know who they are, what their backgrounds are. You know, I mean, I feel an outrage because I myself I'm married to a foreigner. Okay, and I had to spend about $3,000 to get her into this country. I even had to write Homeland Security to let them know that I was bringing her into this country. And that's what really sucks. But yet, all of a sudden now we just magically want to wave a wand and give everybody free health care and free citizenship. You know, it's a waste of money and use my tax dollars and your American tax dollars doing it. It's a sad, sad thing. I mean, because I don't know what these guys and they're like most taxing or spending. I can't figure it out. But that's what it's been so far. I'm gonna give you an example of spending. Okay, our tax dollars went for someone to discuss something that happened over centuries, over 2 centuries ago, 3, 4 centuries ago, whatever how many centuries, but 450 years ago. Okay, happened almost 450 years ago. They're talking about, well, the apologizers for slavery. Okay, last I checked, none of these people that were slaves were ever around, you know. And why does it just got to be the apologization to African Americans? What about the Let's check our history where the white people came over as indentured servants and other people from other countries came over as indentured servants and worked for 7 years and worked for laborers and everything like that too, huh? So well, we should be apologizing to the whole world, shouldn't we? But yet at the same time, we're not going to apologize to the Indians where we came and took their lands or anything like that, though, are we? But no, we're gonna waste our time and we're gonna waste our tax dollars to talk about something that doesn't even exist anymore. You know that, and I'm speaking, to everybody. I mean, that's wasting everybody's money, no matter who you are or what your background is. That's a waste of your tax dollars right there. I think we as a nation, this is just my opinion, but I think we as a nation have already overcome this issue of slavery and everything like that, and the suppression of people always want to blame people who suppressed them. This person suppressed, that person suppressed. No, you do it to yourself, and nobody else holds you down. I mean, anybody can do anything in the world they want to do. So it's a waste of time. It's a waste of tax dollars' money. That money can be well spent discussing something else, like how to better properly defend our nation, or how to lower gas prices, or how to create more jobs and not work jobs that last for a while, unlike some certain administrations that are going on right now. And another thing I want to talk to you about is this so-called reformed healthcare, where everybody in America will have healthcare, just like the European nations. Well, you know what? They don't tell you like the European nations. They don't tell you about Canada. I don't know if you guys seen it in the news, but how long ago the guy came down to receive an operation here in America because he was put on a waiting list. He almost died, but you know what? Everybody in Canada had free health care though, and they're all put on a waiting list. And these doctors are not happy with this type of stuff. I mean, and not only that, it's going to take more away from the doctors. It's going to be less money a doctor makes too. And what makes you think if a doctor doesn't have much money and it doesn't have much time with a patient, what makes you think he's going to give that patient the full treatment assessment that he needs? Because either way, he's going to look at it as, well, I'm only getting one flat rate for everything anyway. Might as well treat everything the same. And somebody could come in there with a different symptom and not even know it. Because why? Because they treated everything the same. But guess what? Everybody had health care. Everybody got looked at, even though it wasn't diagnosed for what they were supposed to be diagnosed for. Everybody had health care and everybody had treatment. I, for one, am not for this. I do not want to be waiting 5 to 6 months. And I as an American, even though I don't know you, would hate to see you if you came down with a terminal illness to be waiting for 6 or 7 months to be seen by a doctor. But everybody else around you had health care. What would benefit you more? You seen a doctor before 6 or 7 months, or everybody else around you having health care? That's the real question you need to ask yourself. Everybody needs to ask themselves. Not only that, let's examine these Americans here who don't care to have health care, who make over $75,000 to $100,000 a year. I'm pretty sure there's millions of Americans who just don't care. And whenever they're sick, they go to the doctor. They don't have a health care plan because they got the money to cover their own ass. You know, and that's one thing I just can't understand. And then another thing is, oh well, our healthier senior Americans can help those that are not so fortunate. Okay, like being healthy is a crime all of a sudden. You better not be healthy. Because I tell you what, if it comes down to it, oh man, I'm about to keel over. Just to hang on to what I have. But I mean, it's like punishing you for being healthy. You know, still you're gonna pay more money because you're healthier than this guy next door. No, because I chose to take care of myself, because I chose to exercise right, because I chose to get the correct amount of sleep my body needed. I chose not to do all these damn drugs all through my life, and that's why I lived a long life. I gotta help Joe Blow down the street who used to be a pothead, who used to snort coke, who used to drink, who was an alcoholic, who've been in and out of drug rehab, and now he's in his senior and I'm in my senior, and I gotta help him pay his way through the rest of his life. I mean, think of the big picture. I mean, not just the little box. Think of the big picture. You know, it's all Land Over Fairy Tale. If anybody's ever read this story, Land Over Fairy Tale, you guys know what the deal is. Short aspect about it is the guy goes and they're trying to sell this land, so they make it act like there's this luxurious kingdom around, and it's just so great and beautiful, and he's gonna love it. But then when he bought it, he comes to find out that everything wasn't real; it was fake. And this is what they're selling people on: is a dream. And that's why it's called the American Dream, because right now you have to be asleep to believe it. And I'm telling you, wake up, because you know your rights and who you are as a person is going to be dwindling away shortly. You know, I mean, because what we got going on now is another Hamilton in office. And those of you who don't know who Hamilton was the Secretary of Treasury for George Washington when George Washington was the first president, and he wanted to tax everything. Tax everything. When the first Republican Party was like, no, no, no. That the Republican Party and the lobbyists and everything and the loyalists were all a wholly different ballgame back then. But my point is, you know, he still wanted to tax people, and the American people then, even with 13 colonies, saw that they weren't happy with it. That there was no happiness in it. So at the same time, you know, as in America with all 54 states, you know, wake up and look, because there's nothing going on but more taxation. Taxation without representation is all it boils down to. And this is what we broke away from England from hundreds of years ago. Was this one reason, you know? And we as a nation need to wake up, or we're going to take our own selves under and put our own selves in debt. We already have a deficit as it is. Let's not make it worse for ourselves. Not only that, we're going through a recession. So let's focus on ourselves here. Let's build people up. But at the same time, let's do what we have to do to get by, and not rob our fellow man for it. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope what I said made you think. Bye.